CBS The Bold and the Beautiful supposed revealed that Thomas has not given up on bringing Douglas back to him. Currently, Thomas really only has Douglas as the closest person. Thomas thinks that his son still loves him when he has not treated him badly. In the past time, he remains very confident that he will soon gain custody of Douglas. And now that he could soon regain custody of Douglas, Thomas decided to buy a new, larger home. Thomas knew Douglas didn't choose him, but chose Steffi partly because Thomas wasn't home yet, and Hope's cabin was small and cramped. Although Thomas has been fired from his job, he still has a sizable amount of savings, and Thomas can still live comfortably without finding a great stable job. Will Thomas buying a house make Douglas change his mind and come back to live with him? And what will happen? However, perhaps Thomas really didn't understand his son, and what he thought before was not Douglas's will. Thomas, after buying a new house, quickly brought Douglas and lured the boy to stay with him in the large house. Thomas tried pitifully to get Douglas back to live with him, and Thomas still understands that he doesn't take good care of Douglas, but the basic conditions or abilities Thomas can fully meet. Douglas would disappoint Thomas because the boy chose Steffi, not because Steffi's house was big, but because Steffi was someone Douglas could trust, and Thomas hasn't yet. Douglas soon learns of Thomas's bad things, but the boy still doesn't show his hatred because he's biological fathers anyways. But for Douglas to return to Thomas, the boy will still refuse to accept. Will Thomas use another way to convince Douglas and regain custody? Meanwhile, Rich has been extremely busy lately as he still travels frequently for work. The continued begging for Brooke to come back was still unsuccessful, much to Rich's dismay. Recently, Rich has been on a business trip for a long time to settle all the work so that he can focus on his love life. And now that Rich's business trip is over, he's back in LA and returned without notice, and he wants to give Brooke a surprise. Since he was gone for so long, she might miss him, so he was looking forward to this meeting. Rich still didn't know the new men and didn't know Brooke was soon looking for new men to meet and didn't remember him anymore. So when Rich went to Brooke to surprise her, it was he who was surprised, and Rich sees Brooke making love to a strange man, and that man was Hollis, a bartender of Giordano's. Will Rich come in or leave quietly? Is Rich determined to end up with Brooke after this? How will things turn out?